think everything is almost ready to go. Let the chat kind of trickle back in now that we rebooted. Just let me know when you can hear me again, chat, and we'll begin. So we're going to be moving from our cheesy exploits over to a brand new game. So let me go ahead and fix the title for the stream before we formally begin. Let the chat also trickle in. So we'll call this, let's see, hard mode. I'm going to call it no EC skips now. And fix this. Okay, chat, I think I'm almost ready to go. Weirdly, I can't find the East game in the list. I see like every single one except for the one I'm looking for. How strange. Don't know if this has an alternate title. How strange. Sorry, chat, one more minute and we'll begin. I'm just very surprised I don't see it anywhere. Let me just refresh the data here and get started in just maybe about a minute. Hope the chat is doing well. Hope they enjoyed what they witnessed there. Huh. I actually do not see this game in the list. I don't know what to call it, chat. I will try not to get hung up on this, but it's very weird that this is not here. Oh, now I found it. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. Interesting. Oh, well, we'll call it the premium edition. I don't know if that's quite the correct one. Very strange. Yeah, when I was trying to use the mobile device, it actually would not tell me the game was available, but when I went into the actual website, it was there. Strange. So I think I am almost ready to go, chat. So we're going to be switching over from the standard view to more of the widescreen approach. So one moment, we're going to switch it over. This game is kind of like in the same aspect ratios. We saw things like kind of like East 1 and 2. So I'm going to leave it in its original aspect ratio. I could technically stretch it, chat, but I think I kind of like this view more. So let's switch over to the standard. We'll give it a second. It should load. So yeah, chronologically, this game is next in the series, so I'm going to move the mouse cursor out of the way. So this is another one of those weird East games where all the options and stuff you have to get from launching the game itself. Like, as in, like, you have to launch it from Steam, not your desktop. So if you want to set things like the controls, just make sure to do it that way if you pick up the game. I have to tell myself that this is also a game where confirm and attack are the same button, and I do not like the bottommost button being attack. So I flipped it a little bit. So I'm hoping this will be the right kind of sound balancing for the game. It does seem to have some sound balancing issues, but just let me know if the game ever gets too loud or too quiet. Because this song is like fairly quiet, but it gets loud at points. But you'll see what I mean pretty early on. So I don't really know anything about this game, just to kind of ease you into it. I'm pretty sure it plays more like Origin in terms of playstyles, was the bump map. And one thing we also have to be very careful about is the fact that this will be a harder East game in the sense that we need to make sure we level a lot. Now, what I was thinking is that because we've already practiced this kind of game before, maybe we could go straight to hard mode? Thinking about it, chat. Like, I don't want to do Nightmare. I just... I feel like we would be grinding forever. I don't think it would be as fun. I feel like when we did normal on Origin, like, I would say the first character was the only one where I felt like it was the right difficulty, and everything else was just too easy. I'm seeing excuse me, chanting hard mode, hard mode, hard mode. So we're gonna go ahead and do hard mode. We're gonna bump it up. So I guess if you're really bad at the game and you might not be a fan of the mechanics, but just want to go through the story, there is the very easy mode. We'll be trying on hard mode. So this game does have voiced lines. I'm not sure how much of the game is voiced. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see a very familiar face that I'm sure the chat misses. I also have not watched the opening. Oh, there is no opening intro yet. Hey chat, look who it is. Certain blue-haired individual.
Well, that all. Here we are. This is Felghana.
So one thing I did notice, chat, which is kind of weird, I'm not going to do it right now, but in the future, if we die and we have to retry something, if you advance the dialogue too quickly, sometimes you can hear the lines that you skipped at really low volume. I don't know why that's a thing. I just want to point that out. Like, maybe we'll showcase that later. We'll just start the game. But I just want to point that out, that I've already found a bug. Always playtesting the game. In any case, let's continue.
I was hoping we'd get here a little earlier in the day, but I wasn't expecting the waters to be so rough. Still, this place does bring back memories. Hard to believe it's really been 8 years since I left.
Dogi, I can't tell what anybody's age is in this game, and also some of the other games. They have anime age where they could be anywhere between the age of 16 and 32. I don't know how old some of these characters are supposed to be, chat. Like, Adol is like 18, 19, question mark, according to the chronology, but I have no idea what age Dogi is supposed to be. You know what, chat? It's true. We're not living the Dogi life until he removes the shirt. Then he'll be full Saviting up.
There's Margot, I always called her Mams, and old Gardner. Not to mention Chester and Elena. I wonder how they're doing after all this time. Oh man, what the hell happened here? This monument's dedicated to the god of safe journeys. It's a relic of the old religion, from when people believed that spirits existed even in stuff that wasn't alive.
So yeah, I think we're in Dogi's homeland. I almost feel like that last one was almost voice clip worthy. I was thinking about it.
I just don't get why anyone would deface it like this, though. I guess maybe the rumors really are true. What was that? It came from over there. Hey, wait up, Adol! Damn it, left behind again. No way. You gotta be kidding me.
I was gonna say, I feel like the music, even though I lowered it a lot, is still very loud compared to the voices. If you think I should bump it up, chat, just let me know.
What the hell are monsters doing in Felghana?
Monsters? Here? What are they doing this close to town? Chester?
Now the game is reintroducing some combat that looks a little familiar. So we'll keep in mind we have the lunge attack, which was awful. That was one of the worst moves implemented in Origin. That move was so unfun to do. I hope it isn't mandatory like it was in Origin. We have our typical jump slashes, up thrusts, and down thrusts. I think we got the idea. So the down thrust seems like it is pretty useful. I can't double jump, just experimenting. Took a little damage there, but it is what it is. Oh no, we're surrounded. Oh, it's just giving us boost off the bat. That's kind of nice. Both the speed and the strength of Adult's attacks increase. Proper timing of 10 consecutive kisses may be landed on a foe. I think that's new. So it'll basically stun lock an enemy that we've hit. Okay. It does the same half damage as before. Wow, that is really fast. That is a big improvement, chat.
Excuse me.
So one thing I will state is I did unintentionally learn a mechanic in the game. Apparently when you activate boost, it actually has a brief period of invulnerability. So we'll try to use that to dodge certain hard boss attacks later on. I think that's the only thing that was really spoiled for me with this game. It's just like one of those weird arbitrary things when you're looking up another Ys game.
Thank you very much for saving me. You're a traveler, aren't you? Are you hurt at all?
Hey!
I like that Dogi was just described as manly voice.
Are you alright, Adol? Right when you ran off, I got attacked by monsters too. I'd like to know what the hell those things are doing in Felghana. Whoops! Excuse me. I guess they must have been after you. Are you okay, miss? You don't look like you're hurt, at least. Huh? What's wrong? Something on my face? Am I, like, covered in monster gore?
Oh, Dogi.
We should probably get moving and head to town before we're attacked again. I can't say I recognize your face, but you've got to live in Redmont, I figure.
Dogi?
Uh,
I knew it. I must be dreaming. Dogi, you're actually back. What have you been doing all this time?
Hey, hold on a second now. You obviously know me, but do I know you?
How can you even say that?
Is this like Elena?
You, me, and my brother used to play together all the time when we were kids. Don't you dare tell me you've forgotten.
Oh, no way!
No way!
When I last saw you, you were just a skinny little tomboy.
Well, that was 8 years ago. I'm 17 now.
We have ages established, chat.
Man, you sure are.
I'm sorry. Where are my manners? It's nice to meet you. And, again, thank you very much for your help.
So she shows up when you open up the controls, so at least she gets introduced early. Not a big spoiler like the other one was.
My name is Elena. Elena Stoddart.
In my time, I've wandered everywhere. Around this world, hope would always be there. Ys, the Oath in Felghana. So those of you that are curious, this is technically Ys 3. So we've now played 0, 1, 2, 4, and then 3. We haven't gotten up to the point where we played Lacrimosa quite yet. We have a couple games in between. Oh no, more fortune tellers. Stop telling Adol's fortune. Only terrible things happen when you try to do that. I mean, just think about Ys 1, chat. You tell his fortune, you dead. Like, just game over. So, I did play a little of the SNES Ys 3. I don't know how much of a rewrite this is. I'm hoping the cave bats will be easier than in Ys 3. So we got some kind of clock tower at some point. So we're definitely battling to the top of the clock tower at some point. I don't know who that is at all. So seeing some mysterious figures. just like a cursed island out in the ocean, of course, as you do. Oh, don't worry, chat. There's always a tower. I don't think it's an East game unless you climb at least one tower. I'm not really seeing much of her brother, like her and her brother side by side. So by the conspicuous lack of screenshots of them being happy together, is he a villain? Like at no point did they have like, it didn't look like she was like running to save him or she was shocked or I guess the nobleman with the sword looking ominous could have been her brother. He didn't really look like a good guy. Guess we'll find out, chat.
Eleanor, where have you been? You had me worried sick, staying out so late.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gardner. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I just...
It's okay, Eleanor. As long as you're all right, we'll pretend this never happened.
You're bringing Adel to your city, you fools! Now it's definitely going to be cursed and or overrun by monsters and or destroyed.
So, who are your two friends? I don't believe I recognize either one of them.
Look a little closer. You'll get it in a second.
Huh?
Hey there, Gardner! Still standing at the gate like always, I see.
Wait! Dogie! Is that really you?
Yeah, I guess I've been a little out of touch. Sorry.
Also, I wonder how long it's going to take for Adel to be arrested and harassed by the locals.
My favorite little troublemaker has come home! Where have you been all this time? And what have you been up to?
Well, you know, wandering, killing monsters, saving the world. The usual.
Oh, Toki.
Anyway, I brought a pal of mine along. Go on, Adol, introduce yourself.
I see Chris in the chat just saying little with the question mark, the interrobang. And I'm just like, you know, you see Dogi's father and he's like 12'1", his arms as big as a man.
Adol introduced himself to Gardner.
Oh man, even the narrator is voiced? Man, I get a free pass, chat. I get to just listen along. This feels nice.
An adventurer, eh? Well, that's certainly a rarity. But from the looks of that sword on your belt, I can tell you're no amateur.
No, he's quite remarkable. I was attacked by monsters just now, and he came right to my rescue.
I know. We didn't even get a narrator in Lacrimosa. Like, wow, they went all out on this one, chat.
Is that a fact? Well then, you have my thanks, good sir. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help. That's the problem with gate duty. You miss all the real trouble out in the field.
Does raise a point worth discussing, though. Why are there monsters here in the first place? We'd heard rumors that Felghana's fallen on hard times. But I had no idea it'd gotten so bad.
Yeah, things certainly aren't looking up these days. It's been pretty bad for around a year now. We're rarely visited by anyone anymore as a result. No travelers, no merchants.
Man, that sucks.
Well, it's getting late. You can tell me all about where you've been and what you've done come morning.
You could bring your red-headed demon along with you.
For now, you should head on in and get some sleep. I bet you're exhausted after what you've been through.
Not really. I mean, it was just the tutorial. Oh, okay. Ooh, an actually explorable town.
This place sure hasn't changed much either. I used to live and work at this inn when I was a kid. I owe Mams a lot for looking after me back then. Hey, Elena, Go get Chester, would you?
I don't think she can, chat.
I haven't seen him in so long, and we can't have a reunion party if everyone's not here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. He's not in town right now.
Where is he?
What? Oh, no way. Oh well, what can you do? He's probably pretty busy.
I'm afraid I'll be taking my leave for the night as well. My long absence likely had a few people worried, so I really should let them know I'm okay.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll be fine here for the night. We're probably gonna hang out a little before we go to bed. By the way, are you and Chester still living with the mayor?
Oh no, he and I have a house on the edge of town now. It's just...
Hmm? Something wrong?
Oh, it's nothing, really. I guess I'll be off then. It was nice to meet you, Adol, and good to see you again, Dogi. I know you two must be tired from your journey. Please, take it easy and get some rest, okay?
She's acting kinda strange. Probably just been a rough day for her.
Oh, Dogi, you're so wrong.
Man, though, she sure has filled out nicely. And she's got that whole childhood friend thing going for her, too.
Oh, Dogi, don't make this creepy.
Who am I kidding, though? She's gonna fall for you, not for me. That's always how it goes. Let's just get inside.
Dogi, she was like 8 when you met her. This is kind of messed up. Dogi, this is wrong on a lot of levels, Dogi. This is not okay. Stop. You need to stop channeling your inner Zavid and start channeling something else for a little bit.
Dogi?
Okay, that got me.
I can't believe it! It's really you! My little nightmare's come home!
That line delivery, chat. Also, she called him my little nightmare.
And look at those muscles! You've grown so big! Last time I saw you, you were just a pudgy little brat.
Yeah, it's me. I'm back. You're looking well.
You know, I haven't heard a peep out of you since you left.
Why is she drawing out her syllables like that? I find that distracting.
Would it be so much to ask for some kind of contact? A letter at least if you couldn't visit.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'ams.
Well, I always figured you'd do well for yourself. It certainly is nice to see you back safely, though. And you're a friend of Dogi's, then?
I was gonna say, I thought the voice acting was fine up until we met Margot. Oh no.
Adol gave his name and explained that he had been traveling with Dogi for quite some time.
I see. Well, thank you for looking after our little wayward wanderer. Unfortunately, you've arrived at a pretty bad time. Lots of unpleasant business going on lately. But still, happy events like these are rare, so I intend to enjoy this while I can.
Ma'ams.
You two boys must be hungry. Let me fix you up a nice big meal. And you'd better clean your plates if you know what's good for you.
I'm telling you, that we're actually in the tiny district right now. And essentially, if you eat enough food, you're allowed to graduate to the higher districts. There's just going to be the District of Giants. Telling you, chat, they're going to be like 2 people tall by the time we get to the actual big people in the city.
So then, how is the investigation coming along?
Assuming he's talking to Chester.
You have nothing to worry about, my lord. We've already confirmed their locations. The Tigray Quarry, the Obern's Ruins, and the Sacred Mountains of Eldern. All that now remains is to organize the men and begin our search in earnest.
Excellent, excellent. Once I possess what I seek, my might and majesty will be known far and wide. Indeed. Perhaps my homeland could lay claim to all of Europa.
Hey, did you hear that, chat? Hold on. Did you hear that? Could lay my claim to all Europe. He definitely said Europa. He definitely pronounced it like that, chat. I'm on to you, game. Game, did you decide about spelling Europe differently? Is that what happened between this game and the previous game? We were just asking, you know, we thought it was strange that, like, why was Europe the only one that wasn't name changed? Definitely said Europa.
Either way, this certainly should be an enjoyable undertaking. Wouldn't you agree?
In your hands, my lord. I'm certain that dream will become a reality.
Indeed it will. Indeed it will. I leave the search in your hands. Make certain it continues without interruption. I expect good news forthwith.
You do me great honor. I pledge you my success, Lord Maguire. I shall see to it that your faith in me is not misplaced.
So, Adol, while I'm here, I think I'm gonna swing by the Elder Mountains for a bit to visit my old master.
I'm just expecting him to have like a mountain giant master. Like it's just like his like we'll travel up the mountain, he'll go on the other side, and then it'll be like in Zelda with the Gorons. Except it'll be his master.
He's the one who taught me everything I know about fighting, back when I was a kid. If anyone would know the reason for all the monsters showing up around here, he'd be the one.
He's like, hey there, little doggy. Today I'm gonna teach you how to break walls. Like,
I won't be gone long, though. You should relax and tour the town. It's a really nice place.
it's a nice place. This is probably gonna be endangered within the next 20
If
minutes.
you have any questions, you can ask Elena. She said her house was on the outskirts of town, so I'm sure it won't be too tough to find. I'm off for now. See you later, buddy.
Okay, so now I am getting control over the game again. I'm hitting start to enter the menu. I did slightly change the controls. Oh, I need to remember X is slightly different. I'm actually gonna tweak the volume balance a little more. Man, that game is very loud comparatively. I think I want something like this. I'm gonna slightly tune down the music. I think it's still fine. One thing I think I forgot to also show off is that apparently you can change the music type at any point. So if you want to hear the different versions of each song, that's kind of nice. I'll leave it on the updated Oath version, though. So we have 3 different topics. Oh, this is... Okay, so these are all the tutorials. So we've seen these different things before in Origins. We don't really need a tutorial to go over that. It looks like we have an improved inventory system. So that's good. So we have a lot of monsters to fight still, and we're missing a ton of characters. Actually, there's only 32. Never mind. I thought it was multiple pages. There's only 32 NPCs in the game. Good to know, chat. We have an actual inventory. Thank you. We also have accessories and bracelets. Oh, I wonder if bracelets are going to be like the elementals, like in Origin. Remember that, chat? That was the thing. So we saw that we could collect ore. We could collect gold. So we used to get, I think, both in the other game to some extent. Oh my gosh, is this really the run? Does he actually move that slow? Ooh, look at this. Random NPCs with actual portraits. Antonio says, "Oh hey, you're the guy who took the room next door last night, aren't you? You've got some guts, I'll say. Certainly not tourist season in Felghana right now. Name's Antonio. I'm here on business from the Roman Empire. Have you ever heard of a thing called gravel ore? It's a really rare, high-quality rock mineral native to this region. It's also the reason I'm here. Whatever you say, mister. Do we just move slower in town? Because I thought it was always dash once able, unless we can't dash yet. Oh, so that's our walk. Okay, I figured out which button was walk versus run. So that's as quick as we're gonna go, chat. Hello, Margot. Good morning. Did you sleep well? I guess Doki's already gone out. Lord knows where. Still, can't ever sit still, that boy, even after all these years. He's grown the muscles of a man, but he's still got the head of a hyperactive little brat. He hasn't gotten you into trouble during your travels, has he? See, that's how I pictured her voice to be. Hello, Randolph, who's apparently drunk. What a line of dialogue, chat. Thanks to Count McDumbass, I came all the way here from Garmin for no darn reason at all. Got something on your mind, Red? You ain't gonna try to make me stop drinking, are you? You better not. This bottle's the only friend I got. That's really sad. It's like, it's presumably morning and he's already drunk. Joelle says, "You're Adel. Margot told me about you. She says you're a close friend of Dogi's, and an adventurer no less. Well, you certainly picked quite a time to come to Felghana. Plenty of bad tidings these days. Strange weather has been wreaking havoc within our harvest, and monsters have been running around all over the place. Nobody knows what's next. Nobody really wants to know. Count yourself lucky that you're just visiting." My Margot impression needs some work. I don't know if I want my voice to sound like Margot's, though. Fiona says, "Oh, hello. You're Dogi's friend, right? They said you were a dashing swordsman. You're even cuter than I expected. I'm sorry we can't meet you with bigger smiles. Not only was the harvest awful this year, but our taxes are up again. I don't know how I'm going to keep food on my family's table at this rate. To top it off, the Lord of the Land has ordered the quarry closed indefinitely." Oh, we're going in the quarry. "So my husband's totally unable to work. It's like our hands are tied here and we're just waiting to starve." Wow, Fiona, that was a really heavy life story. I mean, usually when you talk to strangers, you start with hello. I mean, just maybe how the weather is.
What
Hello.
do you want with me, stranger?
Hello, Ada.
Please just leave me be. You're too young to have gone deaf. Please, just get out of here. Leave me be.
We're too young to have gone deaf. So we can exit through the southeast. Gardner says, "Hey there, Adel. You looking for Dogi? Seems he's gone up to the mountains." "So, an adventure, huh? Sounds pretty exciting. I don't know if you're here on business or pleasure, but if you'd like, I'll gladly fill you in on some local color. We've got some real interesting local history around these parts. Legends, folklore, ancient customs, the works." Oh, he actually has quite a lot to tell us about. Let's ask about Felghana. Felghana is a territory under the control of the Roman Empire. That's why we've got a feudal lord giving us all constant headaches. Wow, feudal lord. He's a nobleman appointed to the position. Physically, we're between Gilead and Garmin in the northeastern Europe. As you can see, we're between a rock and a hard body of water here, so we depend heavily on shipped goods. Only other option would be the Elder Mountains, and they're not particularly conducive to being crossed. Aside from just being treacherous in general, they're full of monsters at this point, like everywhere else. Before all this started, this land was renowned for its beautiful scenery and historic landmarks, but now... Ask of the monsters. They started showing up around a year ago, or so. In the beginning, it was just little ones, bugs and such, so they didn't cause too much ruckus. But over time, they got bigger and meaner. They eventually caught the attention of visiting merchants. Once word got out that we're monster infested, well, we basically stopped getting visitors for the most part. It's just you and 2 others right now. Well, and Dogi, but he's one of our own. So I think we asked him about the monuments, not to be confused with the monoliths. Oh, those things? They're monuments to an old god of travel from the Dio Anima religion. Okay. The busted up one you and Dogi saw when you first got here was probably knocked apart by a monster. There aren't any followers of the Dio Anima left in Felghana. But it's still really sad to see a relic like that destroyed. Plus, ancient belief system or no, those things do have some power to them. Touch one and all your injuries are healed. Okay, so that's our save point. That's good to know. There's one just across the bridge if you'd like to try it for yourself. Let's talk to him in general. If you're going out, be sure to watch your back. There are monsters everywhere these days. Though I'm sure there's small potatoes for someone like you. Okay, chat, we've actually started with real weapons. It's so rare in an East game to start with a weapon, chat. So let's see, your short sword. Small practice sword, not suitable for combat, 20 strength. Wooden shield. Wood with metal trim, deflects lightweight attacks very well. Leather armor. Basic armor made of animal hides, better than nothing. So we get 14 total defense from armor. And 20 from our weapon. How do we save? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we made our first little save there, chat. We could just leave the town. I don't know what that'll do. Also, why does it feel faster to attack than to dash? That's a weird feeling. We'll just do this to go a little faster, I guess. So it doesn't stop us, per se. Ooh, Paul, what is wrong with your lips? This is the entrance to the Tigray Quarry. Only authorized personnel are allowed inside. Oh. Man, turning people away at the door sure makes me sleepy and hungry. Hey, stop right there, you sneak. I can't let you in right now. It's dangerous. I'll get in trouble with Dewey and Ricardo again. Oh, so somebody else already got in there. Interesting. Save again. Chad, you... Oh, I actually got kind of far there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is it? No, there's no way this is skippable. Hold on, chat. We're gonna try this a couple times. Then I'll move on, I swear. I got really close to what looked like the entrance. Okay, I don't think it's skippable. I mean, like, chat, that did look like we could do it. I'll try one more time. We'll get a running start. I'm looking for sequence breaks. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, he detects you, like, as soon as you cross him horizontally. I'm gonna get, like, one really good slice in here. One last try, one last try. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm in the shadow of the mines. That's a pretty good jump. Well, chat, we'll make another save here. We'll kind of continue forward. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Alternate timeline. We'll leave an alternate timeline in there, chat. We'll see if that's skippable. I'll play around with that between streams. I mean, you could get pretty far past him, but I'm not sure where the load zone is there. But for now, we'll continue forward. Suppose we can also go back to the port, just to see how far away we were. Not too far, actually. Oh, what's over here? I like how we're doing everything but doing the plot. It feels good, chat. It feels good to ignore what the game wants you to do. Because we were getting railroaded really, really hard in our previous game. There's a gate here. The gate is shut and locked and absolutely impassable without the proper key. Can you imagine if we get, like, an attack that makes us go up in the air? I will absolutely try to go through there, chat. So eventually we'll get permission to go through here. So I'm seeing where 2 of the dungeons are that we have to go to. I know. Now I'm curious if we could click through it. But I'm not seeing it just from some idle testing. Probably hammer the game, as I said before. We got some time between the next streams. And this session for this game will be kind of short because we are going off the tail end of East Memory of Celceta. For now, we're just kind of exploring. We need to get our bearings. Again, I really hope we get a faster dash at some point because this is kind of way too slow. What's this over here? When we save, it says Mountains Base. We're seeing 3 different dungeon points, potentially. Although that one doesn't seem passable at all. Only the one at the mines looks kind of skippable, but from what I vaguely remember in East 3, the mines is like the first place we go. So it wouldn't be like a massive skip to do it. Now, if we got past that gate, that would be something. Okay, so that's Ruin. That makes sense. Okay, so our ship is still here. So I have a feeling at some point we're gonna need to remember how to get back to the boat. Because we saw there was a cursed island in the anime intro, so we're probably gonna have to sail to it at some point. So we'll keep in mind that we just have to go north. So we found the castle entrance, not too bad. What do you have to say? Andre says, "Hey, you with the red hair. This is Lord Maguire's castle right here. The Lestrian Castle, it's called. Might not be wise for Redmont townsfolk to snoop around these parts. It'd be hazardous to your health. Unless you have some business here, and I seriously doubt that, I suggest you turn around and walk away." It seems less clippable. Yeah, you think they would what is the phrase? Unfurl the sails? I'm a little rusty on my nautical terms. I guess it would be furling the sails, actually. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that just because it would catch the wind when you're docked. It's the exact opposite of what you want it to do. Good observation, Chris. But I guess it's okay to leave that tiny boat there with just one rope. Totally won't get destroyed by waves or anything, it's fine. Okay, so we got an idea of where some of the dungeons are, so we'll have to go to the southeast to go to the mines, then north of that is the ruins, and then northwest of that is the mountains, which will probably be a shortcut at some point.
Welcome. Well, well, what have we here? Are you a traveler by any chance? That sword looks like it's seen a lot of action. You should have it fixed up.
The way she says it almost seems like a double entendre.
This store deals in weapons and armor, along with a handful of our own specially selected curios. The boss is a bit eccentric, but you'll be hard-pressed to find a better smithy anywhere else in the world.
So I think our goal for today's stream chat is we're just going to talk to everybody in the town, and I think we'll hold off trying to find Elena for later.
He's choosy about his clientele, though, so don't be offended if he turns you away at first. Just keep at him.
Talk to her again. All of our armaments were made by our master metalsmith, Adonis. Oh, really? His name is Adonis? The shirtless wonder in the back there. Oh no. Not more shirtless men, chat. He's not the most cultured man in the world, to put it mildly, but he's the best there is at what he does.
Welcome.
I actually remember this from East 3. I didn't realize I remembered this song. I must have been in the menus a lot or something. Wow, we can get quite an upgrade for the Bandit Slayer. Too bad it costs 2,000 or 2,400. Ridiculous. Or no, 24,000. Oh, that's way more. Ridiculous.
Don't be a stranger. Welcome.
Well, we know what the Spirit Necklace does. Paddle Elixir. Water taken from the Holy Spring permanently raises max HP. So I think some of the differences between the difficulties, from what I very much glanced over, is that hard mode enemies will have new attack patterns compared to normal, and certain items will cost more. So I think like the HP raisers and stat boosters will be much more expensive in this than easy or normal. So we can buy the Illusion Mirror to block 3 enemy attacks. Huh. That actually seems useful if we're struggling. We're gonna try to remember that. In East 1 and 2, it just froze them in time. Amulet says, use in battle to incapacitate nearby enemies. I don't think I'll go for the amulet. I think if we're really struggling, chat, we're gonna try to remember this illusion mirrors here.
Don't be a stranger.
Because anything that stops us from taking damage in the first place is good. Oh, you look like you're gonna be a character.
What do you want? I'm Adonis. I own this shop, and if my appearance hasn't given it away yet, I'm happy to confirm that yes, I'm a smithy. Huh. From the looks of that sword, you know what you're doing at least.
He says, looking at our level 1 sword. Like the worst piece of equipment.
But I make it a rule to refine weapons and armor for people I like, and only people I like. Sorry, but you may as well just head home.
What, you're still here? Why don't you just go home? So eventually he'll let us upgrade, I suppose. Just kind of hop around. Uh-oh, chat, it's the Picards. Hugo says, hey, mister, are you friends with that big mass of muscles my daddy tells me is named Dogi? Assumed all of his friends would be circus strongmen, but you don't look like a circus strongman at all. You're an adventurer, right? Which means you'll go exploring new lands and fighting monsters with that sword. Can I be your adventuring partner? I promise I'll be real helpful. I'll fend off monsters with my Picard power! I'm always playing adventurer, so I know just what it's like. The enemies will be like, roar, and then I'll be like, bam! Picard power, chat. Well, we have a church here.
Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met. Which means you must be Adol, that friend of Dogi's I've been hearing so much about. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Nell, and I'm a devotee of the church.
I almost thought she said her name is Nun. I had to do like a double take there.
Is it true that you saved Elena from a pack of wild monsters? Words cannot express how thankful we are for that. I've pledged myself to this church for many a year, and have known the Stoddart children since they were very little.
You know what, chat? I'll give them this. Generally speaking, in this game, so far, religion has not really turned out to be the primary enemy. Like, there's an actual good religion in the East games. So that's the slightly different twist than the normal JRPGs. Maybe this won't be the evil church.
They've always regarded me as a big sister to them. Sister with a small s, that is. And I've always regarded them in kind. Which is why traumatic events like last night's unpleasantness affect me so.
What does she mean by that? What could Elena have possibly been doing out so late, I wonder, looking for her brother? I'm always warning her of the dangers outside the town's walls. She's well aware of what could happen to her. Perhaps her defiant behavior is related to her brother. Indeed it is.
Oh, you must be Adol.
What? You are very young looking for a priest, I must say.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Father Jean-Pierre, pastor of this church. Elena's had quite a lot to say about you. I understand you're the one who saved her when she was ambushed by a pack of monsters. For that, I must truly thank you, from the bottom of my heart.
I know, chat. I feel like we need to play the anime age game. Like, is this guy 16, 18, 22, 30, 40? I mean, like, he doesn't have gray hair, so I'm gonna guess he's not in his 40s, but you never know.
I'm certain Elena had her reasons for being out so late. She denied any, of course, claiming it was just a flight of fancy, but I feel there's more to it than that. If I pressure her to tell me things she wishes to hide, though, I can see no good coming of it. But I digress. Please forgive me. This is our very first meeting, and here I am babbling away.
So Chris in the chat is asking if this is Vic Magnog. I forget how to say his name, but it is indeed Vic. I was confirming just for you. It is indeed him.
May God's blessings be with you in your travels. If anything ever troubles you, always remember, the church's doors are open. Come by any time, day or night.
I was just looking to see if he was in anything I actually watched. I don't usually watch too many English voices, though, so I honestly don't recognize him in a lot of these. Oh well. I mean, it looks like he's Brawly from BBC. Oh wait, now I'm remembering. Oh, he has a big controversy with him. Now it's starting to filter in. Okay, it's that Vic. Okay. The gears returning in my head very slowly, chat.
Oh, good morning, Adol. Is Dogi not with you today?
Adol explained that Dogi had gone to visit his old master in the Elder Mountains.
Oh, that's... Well, it's not very nice of him, to be honest. He hasn't even shown you around yet. But that's Dogi for you. 8 years ago, he suddenly decided he simply had to go on a journey of self-discovery. To become a man, he said.
I'm a man.
I wasn't fond of the idea myself, but Chester sternly opposed it. The two of them got into quite a scuffle. They did make up right as Dogi was about to leave, though. To be honest, I have something I need to tell. Remember yesterday when I said Chester was out of town?
Accidentally skipped her voice, but she said to tell Dogi.
Well, that's true, but he actually hasn't been back in over 6 months.
Sounds about right.
He left a note for me on the day he vanished. It just said, I won't be back for a while. I haven't heard anything from him at all since then. Not a word. I'm not sure how to tell Dogi. After he came all this way. Sorry. I don't mean to dump all my apprehensions on you.
It's okay. Adol's used to hearing all the terrible things in people's lives that he just casually talks to.
When he gets back, I guess I'll just have to give it to him straight. I'm sure Dogi will take the news well after all he's seen and done with you. As well as he can, anyway.
Okay. I hopefully did not advance the plot there. When they said outskirts of town, I was thinking like literally outside of town, like to the west. I didn't realize they literally just meant the corner of the town. See you name those, and I'm like, I have not watched either. And I also don't usually listen to the English voices when I do watch shows. There are exceptions, of course. Ooh, what a face Locust is giving me. The other day, my son was telling me they'd found some ancient ruins or some such thing deep down in the mine. Of course there's ancient ruins in the mines. Mayor Edgar went back there with him a short while ago to look into it. It's none too surprising to me, though. Back in my day, we found lots of old artifacts and ruins in the tunnels. Why, I distinctly recall stumbling upon an ancient mural there one day. You know what I did? I just dug around it. It's, sure? So I think we've explored this portion. The town is not as big as I was thinking it was. We'll check a little into the southwest corner, but otherwise I think we've talked to everybody. Unless there's something like right over here. Nope.
What? How many were there?
I'm not sure, but there were definitely a lot. More than I've ever seen before.
Now we're coming into the trouble. So presumably they're going to talk about, hey, the mine's terrible things happen. Oh no, we talked to the grandma. Okay. Oh, we did actually talk to everybody there. That's good. Well, oh, we can just choose to ignore them. That's great. What do you have to say about this? Joelle says, I have a really bad feeling about the goings-on outside town lately. Feels like something big's about to happen. Whenever I get a premonition like this, it always seems like the worse it is, the more likely it'll come true. Oh, don't try to have premonitions with Adol. Bad things will happen. Also, I like that we have like a blue little scarf on our character model. I wasn't really paying attention to that before. He's like, hey there, Red, I got a tale to tell you. You like tales? Sit. See, I came here because I heard the local lord was hiring mercenaries and, like, knighting them. Just outright. So why the heck I get turned away at the gate? That's my question. And that's my tale. It's a mystery tale. Whatever you say. Steve Bloom is very recognizable. I will agree. He's probably one of the few English voice actors I just hear him speak and I'm like, oh, I know who that is. Just like the voice actor for Ieyasu, whose name I forget offhand. His English voice actor is in everything. He's like Dr. Tenma in Monster, for example. Let's see, Antonio says, figures. I promise vast quantities of Ravel ore to my backers. I show up to the land of Raval, and everything goes to heck. Marco says, oh my. Sounds like some bad news from the quarry. We've already gone through so much. What's next? Destructive winds? Anya says, why was Ricardo so shook up? What happened to him? Oh man, this really sucks. This is terrible. I came to see what was going on, what with all the shouting and panicking and such. What in the world happened? Fine, we'll talk to Gardner first. Hey, Ed, I'm afraid our chat about your adventures will have to wait. Something's just come up. I haven't the foggiest idea what I'm gonna do about it.
Who are you?
Adol introduced himself and asked what was happening.
Oh, narrator.
Monsters started gushing out of one of the deep mine shafts in the Tigre Quarry. That's east of here.
Yep.
We only just barely made it out of there alive. But Mayor Edgar is still inside. So Dewey, that's the head miner, asked me to go into town and get some help. Anybody who's willing and able.
I was trying to think of Liam O'Brien. It came to me as we were listening to this guy.
Dogie could do this job easily, but he left town a short while ago. Probably too far away to track him down now.
We can't let you have another party member, Adol. That's reserved for future games.
I can't go myself either, since I'm the only one trained in defensive combat around here. I've got to guard the town.
I can't help you, because then that would make me useful.
Adol, I hate to ask, but we could really use your strength. Would you put your adventurer's skills to use for us and check out the quarry in my place?
Well, chat, I think we're going to save the quarry for next time, but nothing stops us from saving in front of the mines at least.
Yes, please. It would mean a great deal to me as well. The mayor, Dewey, and even Paul are in grave danger right now.
Chat, we could agree to help or say no. What happens if we say no in a East game? Do they go, no, I insist? What actually happens?
Fine, be that way.
Yeah, I guess it is a bit much to ask. Damn it all! If only Chester were here.
Then just nothing happens. That's amazing.
Have you reconsidered? I beg you, please save the mayor and those two poor miners from their fate.
Fine.
Thank you so much for this. I can't even imagine how to repay you.
Well, start with gold, then give us rare ore, and then give us accessories from the weaponsmith.
We're in your debt, Adol. Here, I've got a map of Felghana. You might need it.
Chat, do you want to know something funny? I was thinking about hearing this theme over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I just realized what this theme reminded me of just now. I don't know why it took me so long. But for people that have played Super Metroid, and you hear the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, like that little ditto thing that it plays, I think is the same as the song. Did East sample from Super Metroid? Kind of curious now. I mean, I don't think they'll get sued for it, but I mean, like, they sound really, really similar, and they're used in the same circumstance. I'm just saying, chat. I was just kind of thinking about it, but now that I heard it in a different instrument, I'm like, yeah, it really is.
You should also make sure you're well prepared, as it sounds like you'll be fighting some monsters in there. Take this, and use it to get your equipment refined. Go talk to Adonis, the town's smithy. Tell him I sent you, or he probably won't give you the time of day.
Just one of those casual thoughts. Like, I guess I didn't really notice it before because of how, like, instrumental the other versions were, but when that one was just the beats, I'm like, they're even like the same length. It's kind of funny, actually.
He's a stubborn one, but he knows how to pound metal like nobody's business. Your equipment's in good hands with him. I do hate asking you to put your life at risk for us, but we need you right now. Show us what you're made of, adventurer.
And then we show him by stabbing ourselves. No, not quite. Well, at least now we could go inside here. Talk to him.
Oh, it's you again. Doesn't matter how many times you talk to me. I pick and choose my own clientele, and I do not choose you.
Wow, he really doesn't like people with red hair.
Adol relayed Gardner's message.
You serious? Gardner sent you? Guess that means you'll take good care of my work, if nothing else. Well, if Gardner says you're good news, then you're good news. Gotta do what the old guy asks.
Well, that opinion on what customers he takes took a real quick turn to the convenient.
I can augment your sword, armor, and shield here. Just hand them over, and I'll make them better.
Okay, so we're not talking to the goddess statues and giving them points, but we'll use the ore to upgrade.
Well, if you got enough Ravel ore for the job, anyway. Monsters often get it stuck in their fur or claws and will drop it when killed. Or sometimes it's just lying around.
I guess this is the best it could do to come up with why are they dropping rare ore. I guess they tried.
I'll have to charge you a service fee too, though, or else Cynthia's gonna put up a fuss like you wouldn't believe. And the price varies per piece, as we've got this whole quality chart system in place. Don't ask me, it was her idea. So, what have you got for me? You're part of my clientele now, Adol Kristen, so feel free to come on by anytime you need work done.
Let's talk to him first. In order to effectively temper your weapons and armor, I'll need a rock mineral called Ravel ore. Monsters often get it stuck in their fur. Oh, we already know that. And of course this should go probably without saying, but please, don't forget to equip the stuff you get, okay? All the refinement in the world won't do a bit of good if you run into the fray naked, flailing your arms like a... I'll go with moron. I'll go with moron on that one. Let's get, equipment tempered.
What do you got for me?
So... we could spend ore... to upgrade our weapon for 2 more damage.
Come again.
Honestly, doesn't feel worth it. I'm gonna be honest, that's small of a difference when we're already at 45. Like, I'd rather hold the ore for our other items. Alright, so let's take a look at the map. Well, I see where one of the final dungeons is, the Genos Island. So inevitably, we're gonna go to the castle. The castle could also be another point of showdown. Like, we might go from the island back to the castle. But the island's probably the last location. So yeah, Chad, let's just get a little closer to the save point there. And I think we'll take a break for now. Again, we'll save the serious dungeon exploration for later. Oh, hey, enemies have spawned this time. Yeah, the down thrust hits multiple times. I actually like that a lot more than how it felt in some of the other games. I could see that we still have the hit combo thing for experience, as well as the strength up from random drops. There we go, nice little stun attack into that hit, not too bad. We're pretty close to leveling, so we should probably try to level off of these things. We have now leveled. So we're at 40, we went from 45 strength to 50, and we went to 47 defense with this level up, and we're at 65 health. Not too bad, as long as we keep killing things on the way there, we should get what we need. Like, that one level up was more than everything else that we attained. It was kind of silly. We'll also talk to this guy just to get him out of the way. Just that voice.
Sorry. I thought you were a monster. But if you're not a monster, then who are you? And what are you doing here?
So I think this is definitely going to be a game where every level up counts, because this is an older style. I don't know if it'll be as ridiculous as Origin in terms of how mandatory levels are, but it's clear if we're going up 5 strength a level and some of the defense differences between items is only like 40 to 50 points, it does make a big difference to level. Like, upgrading our equipment was only +2, which made honestly no sense. I feel like that's just a waste of our time, to be honest.
Adol gave his name and explained that he had come at Ricardo's behest.
Adol simply stated that someone important told him to come here, and that was good enough, because we weren't really given proof of this conversation. We could have just lied about it. Honestly, we have some terrible guards out here. Pretty bad.
Oh, so you're the guy Ricardo got, huh? I don't know where he found you, but you sure do look the part. Okay, thank you. You're a lifesaver, you know that? The mayor's still down in the tunnel as far as I can see. The boss has been searching around the entrance, mainly, but I guess the mayor got himself stuck farther in.
So the mayor is gonna be guarded by the boss. So we have to beat the boss to get the mayor. Got it.
But the last time the boss checked in was a while ago. Hasn't come back for so long. I'm starting to get worried. I sure hope the monsters haven't eaten those too. Still gives me chills just thinking about it. Anyway, I really appreciate you coming. Please find Mayor Edgar and old Dewey and bring them out. Alive if you can.
I'm half expecting one of the narrator lines to just be, yada yada, Adol something something, you know the drill. Poor narrator. Alright, so now we have access to this area, so we're gonna save for now. So let us switch to the end of the stream. Let's close that for now. So, thoughts and opinions on the game so far. I hope we get something that makes us run much faster. We seem very slow compared to Origin. Origin was very fast-paced in terms of movement. This one feels a little tighter, I guess I would say. Like, I feel like because it is slower, I have more control over it. But at the same time, it is noticeably slower. It doesn't help that we had so many things to speed up our movement the other game. So hopefully we get the dash boots and that kind of fixes things and it'll put us back into like the late game Origin that we're used to. Voice acting's good for the most part. Obviously, the chat loves Margot. But it is what it is. In terms of expectations for the game, we'll probably leave it on the Oath BGM for now. We'll listen to the remix of the songs. But maybe we'll check every now and then just to hear some of the starting instruments. Or if we're in a place for a really long amount of time, maybe we'll switch the song just so the chat can hear it. Because I didn't realize you could just kind of switch it mid-level, which would be an interesting way to hear different versions of the song. But other than that, expectations for next week. I'll look to see if we could get the mind skip. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I'll try to take a look into that. One thing we're definitely going to be fighting are bats, because there's always bats. There's just never enough bats. So I'm fully expecting to be swarmed by bats in this game. Unfortunately, I don't think I could just type down the button and leave it on turbo, like how I beat it in the SNES. And just let the bats repeatedly fly into me. That was the best. But we'll be playing on a harder difficulty in a 3D environment, so I don't think that'll quite work. So I don't really recall anything about the plot other than I want to say something that I don't know if it's a spoiler. Like, there was a fortune teller definitely in the start of the SNES version that we haven't seen yet, question mark, and that's how East 3 started, and like the intro to the game itself. So I don't know if she'll show up again, or if Joelle is the fortune teller. I'm not really sure. I mean, we saw in the animated cutscene there was a fortune teller, so presumably at some point we'll go see one, and we'll have a premonition that something terrible will happen to them. Which, I mean, honestly, I don't think you really need a crystal ball to know that terrible things will happen with Adol. And we'll see if that ship remains intact. I almost feel like we should bet whether or not that ship will make it to the end, or if it'll crash, like, right at the end. Because Adol does not have a good track record with boats. In terms of other things, like we'll definitely be clearing the mines. We have some very obvious dungeons to go through. I don't think this game will be particularly long. So my expectation is we should be done probably within like 6 or so sessions, even on hard mode. I don't expect this to go crazy long. Because again, I don't remember there in general being a lot of dungeons. So I think we've already seen most of them, to be honest. It's more the scope and length of the dungeons that will determine how much time we spend. So today was a shorter session, so I'm not going to count that towards the completion in general, but yeah, we have a few dungeons ahead of us. Again, I don't think it's a huge game. It's probably about roughly Origin in length. It won't take like 28 hours like some of the other games did. So we'll see how it goes. She survives the boat, even survived the opening cutscene. I mean, that's a fair statement. I'm surprised too. I mean, she should have crashed it right on the docks, just immediately have it destroyed. So unfortunately, this game is going to tease Dogi. We will not receive Dogi. Dogi will be a playable character at some point in the future. I believe E7 is the first time he's playable, question mark. Because they only really introduced the party system in E7, Memories of Celceta, and 8, and presumably 9, which I haven't purchased yet. So unfortunately, Dogi will just be doing other things conveniently all the time. Sorry, chat. We will not have a party member to swap into. I mean, it would be kind of cool if this game let you play as other characters like Origin did. Like, that's why I think Origin had a lot of longevity. Oh, you think 9 released today in Australia? I think it's already out in the US. I think it's been out for a little bit. But in regards to like the gameplay, I'm not sure if it'll have, like, as I said before, the longevity. I did like how the dungeons were handled very differently because each playable character, excuse me, played very differently from each other. Like we had the short range, we had the long range, and then we had the crazy claw everywhere nonsense. And then apparently we also had the EX modes, which reminds me, chat, I need to formally close off the Origin playthrough, so I will probably, on my spare time, play a little bit of it, because I never showed off all the EX moves, and I think the recording got a little weird, so I might redo parts of it just to show it off. So I think once we're done with this game, we'll if we have time at the end of this playthrough, I'll try to just clean up Origin while we're there, just to show off the extras. Because again, there was the extra modes for each of the characters we didn't unlock. I know there's like a super rare costume to unlock in Origin, but we probably will not be getting that. So I'm hoping there's going to be something kind of along those levels for this game. Because again, it's not a very big game, but hopefully it'll be fun. I mean, I had fun with Origin, even though it's not the same style as like the multi-party members. Music-wise, we'll see how we feel about it. I think it does have some very memorable music. Like, I do remember the shop song, which must say something, because I haven't played that game in, like, probably literally 20 years. I was very surprised I remembered the theme. So, I mean, that's a good sign that I remember the music from then, I guess, because it's been a long time. But, hopefully we'll be impressed as we go through so far. I think overall, I still really love East One's soundtrack. I think the only thing really competing for it for like number one for me is Lacrimosa, because Lacrimosa had a really fantastic soundtrack overall. I think East One probably had my favorite boss music though, but Lacrimosa had just about everything else comparatively. Like, oh, that Sunshine Coast song, chat, so good. But in any case, we're going to continue onwards, and we'll probably end up fighting Chester. I'm just going to lay out my prediction there. We're probably going to fight him couple of different times if he's a reoccurring villain, because if you think about it, in Origin, our rival character, we fought like what, twice? So I'm gonna assume we're gonna fight him at least twice, because he's not gonna like us stopping the really obvious villain from getting what he wants. So I don't know if Chester will ultimately turn out to be a good character and like reverse his decisions, or if he'll just turn pure evil to save his sister. Like, maybe it's something. Okay, I guess if I had to predict something, the evil island will be like a ground for sacrifice and or summoning, and we saw the evil smoke around her in the anime, so they were trying to sacrifice her so a demon could come out or something like that. If I had to guess where this plot is going, I'm just gonna throw it out there, chat. We'll see how accurate that is as we go forward, but we'll see. Haven't seen it before, other than I think I literally just played the intro really long time ago. So for now, I just like to thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed the Glitch Fest, the PDFs, the just all the extra content from the previous game, and a little bit of this game for tonight's stream. I had a lot of fun doing it. I wish I knew about the tent though. I feel really bad. I do apologize. I'll probably try to clip that out if it goes up online. We'll see, or at least I'll clip it out in highlights or something like that. But in any case, for now, I'll just say thank you again for joining. I appreciate the comments and everybody that follows me. I do feel that support, and I do appreciate it. And for now, I just like to say, hope you have a good day or a good night, depending on the time zone.